Hello, and welcome to the Forecaster Learning Center. This is the core video of the series, and the one that will help you orient your career as a CFO. We will focus on what is expected of a CFO and some of the stepping stones that will get you there. The journey never ends, but that's what makes it so much fun. In college, we focused on the material necessary to pass the CPA exam. This learning center builds on that foundation and gives you the tools, techniques, and background you will need to be both the financial leader your company deserves and the financial leader you deserve to be. It is our mission at Forecaster to support the development of financial leaders of small to mid-sized companies across the U.S. In other words, we are here for you. Are you ready for the journey? Okay then, let's go. As Supreme Court Justice Roth said about pornography, I know it when I see it. The same can be applied to the role of the CFO. It is hard to understand until you have seen a real CFO in action. I don't have any magic definition, and it often varies with the style and the personality of the CFO. I do have some stories and philosophies that will help you take what you have and make it even better. Let's start with what it isn't. This is taken from the How to Drive a Business video. As long as you consider your primary mission to be reporting, the company you are working for will never have the financial leadership it deserves. Let me say that again. As long as you consider your primary mission to be reporting, the company you are working for will never have the financial leadership it deserves. One CEO I worked for introduced me as a businessman in a financial suit. That felt really good. I went to college to be a businessman. After an accounting class, my professor asked, "Why don't you major in accounting?" "Why would I?" "Because you are good at it and you will make more money when you graduate." So I switched majors. But then I spent the next 10 years trying to get out of accounting and finance to run a business. "Hey, Tom, I know we're looking for a new leader of one of our businesses. Any chance I could do it?" "Are you kidding? Of course you could do it. But we need you to support all the business units. That's what you do better than anybody else ever could." Well, that felt good again. I stopped looking to get out of finance and accounting and doubled down on what I was doing. Another CEO said, "I didn't know this is what a CFO does." Well, obviously he had never seen a good one in action. And a third one said, "Thank you for everything you do for the company. You are an amazing CFO, but you do so much more than a typical CFO. I've come to find indispensable your skilled management, insightful advice, and strength of character. I really enjoy working with you." Well, I can tell you this, that one's going on my gravestone. So what am I doing that's different, and what is our primary mission? Our primary mission as financial leaders is to support the organization in driving the business. Once again, our primary mission as financial leaders is to support the organization in driving the business. That's great, but what does it mean to drive a business? Let's use the picture is worth 1,000 words theory. As a refresher from a previous video, this is driving a business. This team needs information and advice fast to stay out in front. And this is not driving a business. It's running a business. This team could care less about information or financial advice, let alone how fast they get it. Let's see that again. This is running a business. And this is driving a business. As CFOs, we are expected to be experts in finance, strategy, leadership, and operations. We are expected to keep companies out of trouble, and if they get in trouble, to solve the problems. Let me show you what that looks like. Great, but where do we get the time to do all of that? We all have the same 24 hours a day. How it's used is up to you. First, we need to find the time. My best advice is automate, delegate, and get the books closed in 5 days. Here's a snippet from the 5-day close video. A 5-day close? What's the point? Well, as my colleague and friend Nick Fitzsimmons says, the less time it takes to develop the numbers, the more time you have to focus your energy and resources towards driving the business. Wow! Think about it. The less time it takes to develop the numbers, the more time you have to focus your energy and team towards driving the business. All right, now that you have some time, but before you can change, you need to know who you are. If you're a natural, you'll excel as a leader and a visionary. But if you are like the rest of us, you will need to understand yourself and grow and develop from there. A book based on the StrengthsFinder research titled Strengths-Based Leadership by Tom Rath and Barry Conchie will help you. A quote from the book: "If you spend your life trying to be good at everything, you will never be great at anything." In other words, understand your strengths and use them. There are 34 strengths divided into 4 categories. The 4 categories are: first, strategic thinking, and second, executing. Every financial leader I've worked with has strengths in these 2 areas. It seems to be part of the natural selection process as we move into our chosen professions. The next one is influencing. This is the one to develop. To be a true CFO, you will have to engage with and influence the key people in your organization. And the final one is relationship building. This is probably something you will have to work at. I know I do. As financial leaders, you will need at least one strength in the top 3 categories. If you don't have them, develop them. To find out who you are, get the book and take the assessment at the end. This is something I bring to every company I work at. It's great to compare notes and have a little fun with it. Build something great. Every business has the potential to be great. Apply your skills to make that happen. I want to introduce you to Harold Janine. Harold is truly a businessman in a financial suit. Harold, I love your book on managing. I've read it 5 times now, and it has made a big impact on my career. Thanks, Jeff. That's very flattering. At ITT, we pioneered new ways to manage businesses. Over the course of 18 years, we grew the business from a little under $1 billion to almost $17 billion in sales. I look forward to working with you on videos about my book. Harold has agreed to come back and shoot a series of videos with me on the key concepts of his book. You will not want to miss that. In the process, I also found out that Harold made wooden boats. I can't wait to show him the canoe I built. Learn the business. The more you know about the business, the more you will contribute. Hey, Jeff. Thanks for coming to our planning meeting. Is this for the large project we are working on with GM? Yes. The contract is for 5 years, so we are trying to figure out how to make the product with equipment we can use when the contract ends. Space will be very tight. We may have to build mezzanines to put it on. That sounds very inefficient. What if we set up its own building? The neighboring town has told us they can provide us with land and a building if we can give them jobs. Wow, that would be great. It would solve a lot of problems. Because we are using flexible machines and not dedicated equipment, the cost to make a part goes up dramatically. Well, let's do this. Let's figure the costs on the dedicated equipment, and I can work with our leasing company on a 5-year lease that will end when the contract ends. That's fantastic, Jeff. I knew there was a reason we invited you to the meeting. Yep, that's what financial types do. Never stop learning. We learned a lot in school about accounting, but that only carries us so far as a CFO. Now, as CFOs, we need to learn about FP&A, systems, leadership, and strategy. We have videos, podcasts, reading lists, and software with built-in best practices on the website. There is so much to learn. There are also many quality organizations dedicated to you and your profession. The Financial Executives Networking Group, the FANG, the Financial Executives International, FEI, the Chief Financial Officers Leadership Council, the CFOLC, and the FP&A Board. I am a member of all four and have leadership positions on two of them. Get involved. Make your journey intentional and never ending. Be the financial leader you deserve to be and the financial leader your company deserves to have. Thank you for watching. We want to remind you that the content in this video is for you. If there is anything that is not clear, if there is something you need us to elaborate on, if you have any suggestions, we would love to hear from you. You can reach us at the number or email on the screen and we will get back to you. Please check out our library of videos and simple-to-use tools on the site. They are for you. Our goal is to support you in becoming the best financial leader you can be. Thanks again from the entire team at Forecaster.